It's hard for me to get anybody that has ever was a champion to get in the ring with me, ever was a champion to get in the ring with me, ever was a champion to get in the ring with me, ever was a champion to get in the ring with me, ever was a champion to get in the ring with me.
What up, dímelo, mi gente? ¿Qué lo que? Y'all already know this is Punch Drunk Boxer, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Look, folks, let's cut to the chase. This community is a narrative cesspool, all right? A narrative cesspool, which have negative narrative pushers, which those negative narrative pushers actually create debunk channels, debunk hosts, you know what I'm saying? Debunk content. Look, folks, I ain't gonna knock nobody's hustle, all right? Hustle is a hustle, right? But let me give you an example of what's going on in this community, right? Let me give you an example. Y'all know that Canelo Alvarez, the king of boxing right now, right? And a great athlete like Canelo Alvarez, just like a LeBron James is a great athlete in the top of his game, top of his sport, and how Michael Jordan was and things of that nature, you're going to get a lot of supporters, but with that greatness comes a lot of hate. Do you understand? So Canelo, I'm going to give you an example. In this community, you got a lot of Canelo Alvarez haters, a lot of Canelo Alvarez supporters. What that means is that you could become a channel, or you're a channel host, or create content on hating Canelo Alvarez, and there's going to be a community out there that's going to support that. Or you could create a content of praising Canelo Alvarez, right? And then, you know what I'm saying, y'all community is going to go back and forth and check each other out and create that type of traffic because, you know what I'm saying? In boxing and in sports, all fans have, to be honest, all fans have is bragging rights. Fans protect for bragging rights, their bragging rights. Fans protect the narrative that suits their need, that caters to their agenda. You understand what I'm trying to say? And I'm thinking in this community, the boxing community, especially in this community, the boxing fans are losing their way within the narrative. You're not supporting the fighters, you're supporting the narrative. See, that's where Punch Drunk Boxing comes in. I'm here to keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively. That's just my style. I can give praise to Canelo Alvarez and still hold them accountable. And yes, it might compromise the fans. Let's say, for example, I do great Canelo Alvarez content, and I may gain subscribers, I may gain followers and support, but then I might hold them accountable for something like little things like when he said he will never fight a Mexican fighter, things of that nature, or doesn't fight the fight that we want him to fight or whatever. You know, things like that. And I'm just giving you an example. Then those fans are compromised. They're gonna be like, whoa, Punch, man, I thought you like Canelo. Yeah, I like Canelo. I just holding him accountable for this thing. Oh, I'm gonna subscribe. See, there's other channels that won't compromise, that they're gonna hustle you. It's almost like these hosts are slave to their own channels, slave to their own subscribers. Nah, I'm not gonna talk good about Charlo because my subscribers love me when I talk about Canelo Alvarez, so I ain't even gonna. I actually do like Charlo, or I do like Demetrius Andre, or I do like David Benavidez, but I can't praise them on my channel because then it compromises my subscribers, and then boom. See, that's what's happening in this community. The fans and the subscribers may be getting hustled, but at the end of the day, whatever suits your need, it is what it is. Now, let me give you an example also. If you follow the channel, y'all know I always give props to Canelo Alvarez, but I also feel like, damn, guys like Demetrius Andre deserve the opportunity with Canelo Alvarez. Some other channels don't like that. No, who Demetrius Andre has fought, and they create this narrative. They start hating this fighter because it's not about him getting the fight. It's about now these fans are keeping him from getting the fight. They don't want Demetrius Andre or Jamal Charlo to get an opportunity. You know why? Because if you say, you know, I want to see Canelo Alvarez whoop Demetrius Andre's ass, because that's what a real fan would do. See, a real fan of Canelo Alvarez will say, man, whoop Demetrius Andre's ass. How you gonna disrespect you like that, man, with the infamous they get the fuck out of here, man, right? A real fan like me, see, if I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan, y'all, I want him to whip everybody. No fighter phases me as a fan with Canelo Alvarez. I give props to Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre, I believe has the skill set to and to be the hardest puzzle for Canelo Alvarez to figure out. Is he going to win? I don't know. But I feel like his skill set and his versatility and his awkwardness is going to give Canelo Alvarez, in which I see in the past, you know what I'm saying, to figure out a boxer. He takes a couple times. He has struggled a little bit with boxers like Bivol and Lara or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather. I believe that Demetrius Andre got the type of skill set to be the hardest puzzle for Canelo Alvarez to figure out. Oh, no, he a bomb. No. I'm breaking down boxing technique. Whether you like it or not, I'm breaking down boxing. I believe that Jamal Charlo, we see what Ryder did. I believe that Jamal Charlo actually could give him a run for his money. Canelo Alvarez, especially now. Yes, Jamal Charlo has been out the ring for 2 years. Understandable. I believe that Canelo Alvarez is great enough to go back to the drawing board and actually make a better account of himself versus Bivol. After the fight, a lot of people say, nah, Canelo Alvarez, he got to go back down. You know what I said? I said Canelo Alvarez is an all-time great. If I believe that Canelo Alvarez is an all-time great, I believe in the skills and the talent that he go back to the drawing board and fix something up, because I believe when he lost to Bivol, it was more about his approach to the fight, the game plan to the fight. Not really that Bivol was all this special or Bivol demoralized Canelo Alvarez. No, I think it was Canelo Alvarez actually lost in terms of game planning. You feel me? Hold on. You feel me? I break it down unbiased, logically, and objectively. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez, you know what, man? He's the Mexican monster. But you know what? His performance versus Caleb Plant did not warrant that Mexican monster. It's hard to shame a Canelo Alvarez because, Canelo Alvarez stop Caleb Plant. David Benavidez was expected to stop Caleb Plant. And I said, leading up to the fight, it's not about that David Benavidez is going to win, because I think that everybody picked that he was going to win. But it's how you win. How you win and how you lose. In certain fights, it's about the how. Just like Canelo Alvarez versus John Ryder. We thought that he was going to take out John Ryder within 5 rounds. More or less. But he won a whole 12. Well, a lot of people, now everybody's talking about, damn, is he declining or something like that? Because it's not about just winning, but it's how you win and how you lose. And when you win the level of Demetrius Andre, Canelo Alvarez, Bivol, Beterbiev, Earl Spence, Bud Crawford, with all the top guys, skills, you know what I'm saying? Even Devin Haney, Gervonta Tan Davis, Teofimo Lopez. At this point, most of the fights that they fight, people are going to pick them to win. But it's now just winning, but it's how you win and how you lose. How they look. How did Josh Taylor look in his last fight? How did Tio look his last fight? How did Canelo look his last fight? AJ won, but AJ, he left his heart, you know what I'm saying? And it's a second of fortitude in Madison Square Garden when Andy Ruiz whooped his ass, right? At that level, that age, those experience is how you win and how you lose. Now, let me give you an example of a narrative out there that people push. For example, let's say Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre, I believe, in boxing, a lot of things is about opportunity. I say Demetrius Andre never got the opportunity to fight the champions. But then there's going to be detractors and like to push this narrative because they don't want you to fight. They don't want Canelo Alvarez to give Demetrius Andre an opportunity. They'd rather see John Ryder because, John Ryder really doesn't possess no type of threat. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Whether you're a Canelo Alvarez supporter or hater, John Ryder didn't possess no type of threat. No type of threat whatsoever. But the debunker, the negative narrative pushers that be dissing Canelo Alvarez, and then these guys, the debunkers, are created. They don't want to give the negative, or they don't want to give the people that say, yo, I want to see Canelo Alvarez with Demetrius Andre, Charlo, and David Benavidez. Now, you don't want to give those people the benefit of the doubt, because now, if Canelo Alvarez actually give those opportunities to them, then your narrative fails, because now you like, who did they for? They got to fight each other so they could get Canelo. They got to fight. Nah, they don't deserve Canelo Alvarez. No. It's not about that they don't deserve Canelo Alvarez or they was never in place or in position to get a Canelo Alvarez fight. It's because you want to hold on to a narrative and your hustle. You don't want them to get an opportunity. It's not our job to keep opportunities away from fighters. Who are we? Protectors? Bodyguards? Security agency? Huh? Are we Kevin Costner to Whitney Houston? If your favorite fighter is Canelo Alvarez and your favorite fighter is AJ or Wilder, you want your favorite fighter to whoop the best available opposition or who they say is going to give you problems. For example, Teofimo Lopez is my guy. Who he's fighting? Josh Taylor. Who I asked for? Josh Taylor. Shakur Stevenson. I like Shakur Stevenson. Especially right now. He's implementing power. I want to fight Devin the Dream Haney. I want to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. Who I want Gervonta Tank Davis to fight? T.O., the winner of T.O. and Josh Taylor, just like Floyd Mayweather wants it, right? Or Shakur Stevenson or Devin the Dream Haney, the winner of Devin the Dream Haney or Lomachenko. Who I want Devin Haney to fight? Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson. You see that? No, we're not supposed to be like, no, Shakur Stevenson only came to the 135-pound division. He needs to put in more work at 135. We want to see Bud Crawford, Earl Chu Spence. We're not, no. Bud Crawford only fought Sean Porter. He needs to be Ugas. He needs to be Kell Brook. Well, he already beat Kell Brook. He needs to be more Danny Super Garcia. No. He's not ready. No. He hasn't done enough in the welterweight division to grant Earl Spence fight for undisputed. Now we protect the fighters. No. There's gonna be people out there that are gonna be pushed this narrative. Cause you know who they are. They push this narrative. Demetrius Andre, in a recent interview with me, said, no champions wanted to fight me. It's true. But the narrative puts it going to be like, well, Demetrius Andre, he didn't fight Lara. Well, the same people that be dissing Gervonta Tank Davis for Reggie belts, as a champion, when Demetrius Andre was a WBO champion 154, Lara, after that, had a Reggie belt. Jamel Charlo, he put that from Jamel Charlo. Demetrius Andre and even Jamel Charlo alluded in the Beyond the Glove interview back in the days. I wouldn't do it myself. I understand Demetrius Andre because how is he the champion and I'm making more money than him? So he pulled out of a fight, right? But Jamel Charlo wasn't even a champion. Oh, now, of course, now he is. But around that time, he wasn't even a champion. As a matter of fact, Canelo Alvarez was the #1 contender in the WBO in July 2014. And July 2015, he was the #1 contender to Demetrius Andre. So they rather say, well, he never wanted to fight Jamel Charlo. He pulled out from that fight. Why don't you say why Canelo Alvarez didn't fight Demetrius Andre for the WBO world title instead of fighting Kirkland? In which Kirkland in WBO was #3. Jamel Charlo was #2. Canelo Alvarez was #1. So have Demetrius Andre been in position to get a Canelo Alvarez fight since when? July 2014? Those are the facts. Men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie. Was Demetrius Andre a champion when Canelo Alvarez was his #1 mandatory, was in position as a mandatory challenger? Just like Jaime Munguia in 160 pounds, that wasn't a WBO mandatory position to face Demetrius Andre, and they moved him to the WBC. Thus, him not getting a fight with Jaime Munguia. Thus, him not giving a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Oh, what happened in 160? What happened in 160 pounds? The infamous, undisputed fallout. Whose fault was that? Demetrius Andre? Or was it Canelo Alvarez or Canelo Alvarez team? Who are you going to hold accountable? Was Demetrius Andre in position to fight Canelo Alvarez in 154? Yes. Women lie, men lie, but the facts don't lie. Was Demetrius Andre in position to get the undisputed bout? Because that's what Canelo Alvarez actually said when he went to the 160 pounds, that my goal is to become an undisputed. His goal was to become undisputed in 160. Who effed that up? Demetrius Andre or Canelo Alvarez team? Or him? Whoever did sign the extension. So he's been in position, just like people say that John Ryder was in position to fight Zach Parker. Oh, there's more narratives out there, right? The only reason you know who Genovic was and the only reason you know who Zach Parker was is because it was linked to Demetrius Andre. Why is it linked to Demetrius Andre? Because he wanted to get in position in 168 to get a Canelo Alvarez fight. In which, fast forward, John Ryder and Canelo Alvarez was not mandated by the WBO. He was a mandatory position, but he was not mandated by the WBO. Oh, Demetrius Andre pulled out from the Parker fight. And if he would have never pulled out from the Parker fight, he would have beat Parker, then it would have been Canelo Alvarez versus Demetrius Andre in Mexico. Stop the lies. Because who was his promoter? Eddie Hearn. If that was the plan, then Eddie Hearn would have never left Demetrius Andre. As a matter of fact, if that was the plan, then Demetrius Andre, Eddie Hearn would have bid on the fight with Parker and Demetrius Andre. Right? In-house, Matchroom, in-house, the zone. But no, that was not the plans. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the facts, because the men lie, women lie, and the facts don't lie. When you do get injured, and especially when you have surgery, the Belt Federation is going to give you a voluntary defense. They're not going to mandate you just had surgery. Thus, the reason why the WBO never ordered Ryder versus Canelo. The reason why the WBC didn't order David Benavidez and Canelo. Because once you have surgery, the clock stops. And you get a voluntary bout. Just like when Earl Spence, they gave him a voluntary, but he picked to fight Danny Silva Garcia, who was in mandatory position, but it wasn't ordered as a mandatory. Earl Spence and his team picked Danny Garcia, but they was given a voluntary. Now, that's just the facts. So, let's fast forward it. Well, let's look back forward. They're going to say that he dug, well, Demis Andre dug Sergey Derevchenko. Who the hell is Sergey Derevchenko, ladies and gentlemen? Was he a champion? Was Jermell Charlo a champion when he pulled out from that fight? Was Lara or Reggie, was he a champion? No. Remember, Javante Davis is not a champion. You know what I'm saying? He's a Reggie. Lara was a Reggie. He wasn't a champion either. Who else? Janibek, was he a champion? No. So all these guys y'all mentioned that he pulled out from a fight was when he was a champion and you want him to fight the come-up. But Demis Andre is calling out the champion in 160 like Jermell Charlo. He stepped up, correct? He stepped up to Triple G after the Steve Rose fight, in which the Zone took out the video because y'all already know that Triple G has shares on the Zone. Do y'all want to see the unification battle with the Triple G and Demis Andre? Did you call for the fight? Nah. But that's a unification battle. Did Demis Andre want it? Was he in position for that fight? Yes. What about Charlo? Yes. What about Canelo Alvarez? Undisputed. Yes. Those are the fights that whoever pulls out or avoids, you could shame. You're going to shame Demis Andre for who? Janibek? He's fighting this week and you don't even know who's going to fight. I haven't seen nobody make a video on Janibek because y'all didn't care. You used it for narrative. Use it to shame him for narrative because you felt like they used Demis Andre to shame Canelo Alvarez. Mi gente. No somos pendejos. Y la cosa que no me gustan de la gente que cuando lo cojan a mi gente de pendejo. No se cojan de pendejo, ¿oíste? I love Canelo Alvarez. I appreciate Demis Andre since the amateurs. I'm an amateur fan. When Demis Andre beat my guy Keith von Tom Thurman, my favorite fighter. When he beat Charles Hatley, one of the best guys in Texas, probably he was the best guy in Texas. And the Charlo wasn't even ringing the bells the way that Charles Hatley was. So that's the reason why I'm a Demis Andre fan, because that was my class. That was my amateur class. Gary Russell, Deontay Wilder, Saddam Ali. You feel me? That was one of my favorite classes. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying is, there's people out there that's going to hustle. You're going to support the hustle. There's people out there that's going to be talking boxing, unbiased, logically, and objectively. And there's going to be people out there that's just going to be spinning narratives or debunking narratives. There's channels out there that watch high traffic channels or support groups or successful groups, LDBC, No Media, Dante Boxing Nation, Aki TV, and the LDBC and the egos or the world and stuff like that. And you may hate what they pushing, so you debunk them. Yeah, at the end of the day, let me tell you something about this community. Those traffic, that's just like, oh, now about Southpaw. Oh, man, y'all know that. He hates Canelo Alvarez, so that's his hustle. That's his hustle. It is what it is. There's other people out there that break things down unbiased, logically, and objectively. I support those type of channels. Showbiz. Unbiased, logically, and objectively. There's certain channels out there that just they spin I hate the PBC detractors. You know what I'm saying? There's other that spin narratives, good narratives, that PBC is the best. You know what I'm saying? You understand? Everybody's picking a team. There's a lot of squads out there in this community. I'm just letting you know what it is. Let's break it down unbiased, logically, and objectively. I praise Canelo Alvarez, but also we're here to preserve the sport of boxing and to keep it fair. Y'all so busy trying to preserve the narrative. Y'all so busy trying to preserve and enable the narrative, the weak narrative. And then the guys that debunked them used to be good channels, but now they have fallen. They have become what they hate. In the end of the day, you're trying to debunk those narratives in this community, and you base your channel and your content off those narratives and debunking those narratives. Those guys that spinning the narrative is still winning because they're dictating how you look at things. They're dictating your time. They're dictating your approach to create content. So while you trying to debunk them all the time, they are winning. Break boxing down, unbiased, logically, objectively. Deliver the ish like you could deliver everybody out there. Your fans going to be your fans. It no matter who's your hater, who's your detractors. Those channels that have loyal fan base, loyal subscribers, it don't matter what you do. Your people's going to support you. But at least be real with your people. Be real with your people. Be authentic. Well, that's what I bring to the table. I'm going to have my haters. Yeah, at the end of the day, even my haters will be like, yo, you just don't talk great about Canelo YTBC, you hold them accountable. You just don't talk great about Demise Andre, you hold them accountable. You just don't talk great about Jamar Charlo. Look at Jamar Charlo. What he's going through, I'm a man, I'm a father. Nah, it's not time. It's a time and place to critique and stuff like that. Shout out to Jamar Charlo for having custody, to win the custody battle and have his kids. Beautiful thing. Fatherhood is prominent in the sport of boxing. There's a lot of channels out there that won't even show their face because the shit that comes out their mouth, they know that they will get punched in the face if they was to ever show their face to these type of fighters. So, all I'm saying is, let's break it down unbiased, logically, and objectively. Let's stop trying to be bodyguards out here. If you're in position to get the type of fight and we think that's a great fight, let's get that fight. Charlo versus Demise Andre, great fight, let's get that fight. David Benavidez, Canelo YTBC, that's the fight that we want to see. Let's get that fight. Dimitri Bivol versus Beterbiev, let's get that fight. Devin Haney versus Loma, we go and get that fight. Tio versus John Saylor, we go and get that fight. Tank versus Shakur, we should get that fight. Inoue versus Fortune, we're going to get that fight. Katie Taylor going to be fighting Chantel Cameron. Woo! Woo! Amanda Serrano going to be fighting Heather Hardy in Madison Square Garden too. I want to see the rematch with Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Man. I want to see Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. Deontay Wilder versus AJ. Bud Crawford versus Spence. Virgil Ortiz, Boots. Bam Rodriguez moving up to become a 3-division world champion because I feel like he's going to do his thing in 112. Man, you too good for 112. Bam Rodriguez, move up. You too good. You too good. You too special. 2-division world champion, but I didn't even want him to go there because he's going to wreck ish over there. Let's preserve the sport of boxing. Let's talk. Let's break down boxing technique-wise. That fake triangle theories and, well, he didn't look good here, then he's going to lose to him because he didn't look. I thought it was the hardcore boxing fans. I thought it was the hardcore boxing community. All right? Now, for the subscribers and the followers out there, who are you going to support? The real? Or are you going to support the narrative or their bragging rights? Yeah, in the end of the day, that's all we have as fans is bragging rights. But let have your bragging rights have morals. Everybody got an opinion, but make your opinion the most valid opinion out there. Feel me? It's Punch Your Unboxing. Subscribe to the channel. Ya tú sabes, mi gente. Chequea que te están joseando. Chequéanlo. Somos familia aquí mimito. ¿Me entiendes, mi gente? Te quiero mucho. Dios el número uno. Have God in your heart. You already know. Build that personal relationship with God. That's the best investment you can make in your life. Love you. God bless, and on to the next.